Who are these people?
Yepex
So,
in the chat says that they love me some Jesse Jett. Cynic agreeing. Which Jesse Jett did have something to bring to us this evening. That I wanted to make sure we get to, so that people get a nice little treat, little premieresies, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Jesse, hopefully you're ready.
I am. I'm so ready.
Okay.
And this ended up being a bit of a beast too. I didn't intend on it being very long, in fact, which is why I called it 2 and 20, being the the time limit on a Twitter video.
Gotcha.
Something that I have gotten down to a bit of a science of getting a song right at that line. I have several songs that I got right at the 220 mark. And I intended for this to be one of those, because my main intent was to just kind of get the engine going, rip on Jordan Chariton, and then shut it down. And once I got going, I kept going, and the next thing you know, we're talking Hillary Clinton. Next thing you know, we're all over the place. And it became one of the longer things I've written before. And there's definitely some lines in here I'm extremely proud of.
Nice.
So yeah, here we go. You got it ready to roll, it looks like. So
yep.
This is 2 and 20. Give me 2 and 20. Humor me my humble talents. Let me weep a little bit too openly for those we're leaving hungry, hanging in the balance, hanging lifeless in the eagle's talons, wrapped in lines a dozen times around their local food drives, just to find they're only serving heaps of mayo peed up by the gallon, with a hearty double scoop of Biden's word salad. 'Cause Joe's prepared a couple words in no specific order to commemorate imaginary victories, and it must be a taste that you acquire from the Democratic palate. 'Cause I find nothing pleasing, sweet, or nourishing, or valid. But here comes Jordan Chariton and all his stunted clones to take that tired Democratic tune and put it to the music of a patriotic ballad. Something that inspires you to cough up $20 and vote for 4 more years of civil servants telling you you're greedy because you didn't cream your jeans to see their flaccid snail-paced climate action. Sorry I was not impressed enough to go line up to have my turn to chug directly from the liberal vat of brunch relaxants. Sorry I still have a scrap of morals, so I couldn't sleep at night to know I led the working class into the slaughterhouse through promise of a greener pasture. Actually, I take it back. I'm never sorry. I would rather eat my fucking tongue than write a word that served those greedy bastards. I guess that the fundamental difference in what all too often passes as a journalist is just how swiftly some will seek to satisfy their masters. And by some, I mean the only ones they tell you truly matter. I mean the only ones they don't outright erase or bury under peals of laughter. I mean the only ones who speak a truth that we may not embrace until we're in too deep to hope escaping our disaster. I mean the ones who seek to break the spell and try to name the casters, who shouldn't need remind you that they have they have numbers and addresses and are each of them disgustingly deserving of the kind of mortal fear the roar of riot brings and blesses. With conviction like a pastor, we didn't start the fire, but we came to fan the downfall faster. Give me 2 and 20. I'll be sharp and quick and funny. Then I'll scream myself bloody when you play that fucker backwards. All the world's a stage and the theater's belching flames, but really what's more entertaining than a playhouse full of lively actors? Smoke gets in your eyes like a diversion tactic. Tacitly you lapse a little, lax your guard, and last thing you'll remember is your faction being fractured and dismembered into fractions, flecks, and fragments. Last thing you'll remember is an ugly dream of fascists filling every fucking cabinet. The last thing you'll remember is the travesty that Amnesty's Assange support was just this side of abstinence. The last thing you'll remember as a member of an audience that never pays attention is the overwhelming feeling that regardless, you're all captive in the captured sense. So none of you can notice if the words that you hear spoken don't match up to what the caption says. In the end, the greatest coup was folks like Jordan using you till you think revolution's waiting just beneath the surface of the tar pit that our democratic status is. In the end, the sound of all these propagandists buzzing from their hottest steaming takes to imperialist sweet nothings will all metastasize into a static cyst. And once you see the obfuscation calcified before you, you might look at it a moment and think, how could we let that exist? How could we have struggled just to breathe beneath the weight of all this cancer bearing down on us, and all we did was scream resist? Nonetheless, the warmonger queen persists. She's reducing man and global power to a simple list. Who can keep a pedophile's secret versus who might need a little help to slow their lips? Who might need a visit in their cell so there's no risk that when they take the stand, they magically remember every trip they took to Little St. James or every place they ever shook Podesta's hand? Who among us knows how many times our flag has flown above the stage where a molester stands? Only Clinton's shadow knows. Only Clinton's fixer, probably bitter still from Navarone. Only Clinton's cult who worship BlackRock because they have a home. Give me 2 and 20. I'll produce them each a catacomb. And I'm aware in doing so I roll the dice, so each might be the final time I walk inside and tell my son that daddy's home. Give me 2 and 20. I can eulogize myself and still have plenty left to shred on Ken and Jordan, Jenk and Jeff, and Bernie, Nina, Nancy, AOC, and Chuck and Joe, and fucking TYT, and every Twitter toddler who assumes that makes me GOP. You won't see me sing on bigger streams. I'll snap your platform right in two. Just give me 2 and 20. Here's the worst that I could do. There you have it.
Oh, good shit, dude.
Nice.
Oz said it was awesome. What's up, Oz?
Shout out to Oz.
Yepex is wondering if Jesse's working on a new album.
I am. I went from being like a little over the halfway point to I wrote like 4 more things for it. So now I just hit the halfway point again. But we're halfway done. So
the grift is almost here.
Stop adding. Yeah, just gotta stop adding more shit to it.
Right. Oh, so I gotta get back to our slideshow. Where's
yeah,
that?
I need to book out because I gotta get up at 5.
No worries, bro.
Boy. Yeah. But I love you guys. Thanks for
yes, sir.
Tree box. Thanks, man. Love you, man. Good to see you.
Have a good night, guys.
You too.
Bye.
Later,
Bye,
man.
chat. Thank you guys too. Love you guys. Good night.
Bye.